Welcome to another episode of the In Your Power podcast. This is going to be one of those episodes again on a short side, I think, and from the trenches. What I'm going to be talking about today is what to do and how I handle those days where I am just not feeling at my best, either physically, emotionally, or both. I feel like today is one of those days for me where I don't feel 100% in both sides, and I just want to let you in as to what happens, when that happens. As someone that does nervous system regulation, emotional clearance, subconscious rewiring, and all that stuff. And the reason I wanted to do this episode in this moment is because I feel like I don't see enough people out there sharing first when they have bad days, when things are not maybe working on the way that they want, and also I don't see enough people also sharing that it's okay to have a lot of emotions, like all emotions. And I was just hearing one of my business friends online, sharing that she had a kind of like emotional day, and she was just sharing how she was taking care of herself, whatever it is, and she was sharing that she had that day because she wanted to normalize that this is just, like normal. And also, as someone that feels a lot of emotions, I'm definitely a feeler, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I think, especially because of that, I just wanted to let you in as to, what happens, what do I do, what do I think about these moments, and when do I actually support myself beyond just giving myself space to just be in that moment. So anyways, let's get right in. First things first, just to let you in what's going on without like giving too many details. I took a vaccine, a yellow fever vaccine, on Friday, and they told me, in about like 3 to 5 days you're gonna start noticing some symptoms, maybe not, I don't know, so every person is different. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I was like Monday thinking, oh, this is amazing, I'm feeling so good, whatever. And then suddenly in the afternoon I started feeling like a little off, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is the yellow vaccine thing or if it's something else. So like I still don't know if it's a yellow vaccine or if it's something else, but I just know that I feel off, like kind of like almost like on the verge of um getting sick, but not quite there yet. But I don't feel 100%. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. So anyways, there's that. And then the other part of it is that there was, like someone in our family passed in Peru, and anyways, every time these type of things happen, they just get me into this space of reflecting upon life, and how short is life, and just get me in my feels, and this was like an uncle that we really truly loved, and I mean he was a character, seriously, so charismatic, so sweet, so he had such a zest for life, and anyways, I just remember him with like I have amazing memories from him, so there's that. And also noticing what part of the cycle I am. There's also PMS. Most likely today in particular I am PMSing because I woke up just feeling like off, like low. And I went and worked out. I did like a strength training workout, and I felt much better after that. But I can sense when I'm not 100%. And then on top of all of it, I don't know if you know, like if you believe or not on astrology stuff or not, but I do. And it's like a full moon today, and I'm like, usually, like not usually, a lot of times I don't feel that much like the full moons and whatever it is in the emotions. It depends on where I'm at in life and whatever it is. I may just like cruise through the full moons, maybe just a little more of reflection, or I feel maybe a little more introspective, but beyond that, like I don't get that emotional or in my feels. This time it's a little different because obviously the circumstances are different. Like I feel like my physically I don't feel 100%, emotionally I don't feel 100%. So, like all this stuff just starts adding up, right? And first things first, I just want to let you into one thing. First, emotions are totally fine there used to be a version of me that after going through anxiety, depression, and being at a low, just felt that life was all about feeling amazing all the time. And granted, I do feel amazing most of the times. But I just felt like after having anxiety, depression, and being so low for so long, I just developed this aversion to feeling sometimes disempowering, like low emotions, where you're like not feeling 100% on what it is, because I was afraid. I think like subconsciously I was afraid of going back to when I was depressed, like that's what I think happened, and then after the years in my line of work and learning about emotions and also watching Inside Out, the first movie, I would highly recommend you watching that one. And just as a like collective of things made me realize, oh yeah, no, emotions are so necessary. They're like messengers. They are good to be felt, acknowledged. I think they are a little bit of an issue when they linger, when we get stuck in certain emotions for days, weeks, and in certain emotional states. Obviously there's always going to be some caveats to that, because I mean, when life is life in hardcore, like, very close people have died in your family or passed, or like your pet, or I don't know, just going through like really, really big, hard life things, or like divorce, moving, like all these big things. Of course, there's gonna be more, like, I don't know, sadness, grief, and more emotions like that carrying through for weeks and months, and sometimes even up to a year, like as much as you help yourself and whatever it is, there might be some of that still lingering, right? So obviously there's a big caveat. But just in general, for general things, for like not when life is lifing hard, I would say that emotions are there to be felt, acknowledged, passed through the body, and then released. I think that's a healthy way of doing it without any type of aversion, like, oh, I don't want to feel this emotion and I just, this is so annoying and I just want it to be gone. It's just like, no, just welcome it, feel it in your body. I feel like one of the best skills that we can develop is to become comfortable with feeling our emotions and just being here for them, just opening your body to sensing how those feel. And also you can, instead of trying to make meaning out of it and just start to and getting into your head about with like thoughts, unhelpful thought patterns, and just going into rabbit holes of disempowering thoughts, which a lot of times when you are in a state, emotional state, dysregulated state, when you're feeling disempowering emotions and you're like with your emotional brain activated, the mind starts sending a lot of thoughts, usually disempowering stories, usually very low thoughts that almost try to explain why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, or try to match the same energy of the emotions that you're feeling. So one thing that I find really helpful, and this is obviously here to feel the emotions in the body, and also, anyways, feel emotions in the body. And then one thing that I find really helpful is, instead of getting in my head about the thoughts, the looping thoughts that are coming up in those days that I feel low, that I just know are recycled thoughts, is that I start noticing my body how those emotions feel. Like, yeah, I feel some heaviness in my chest. I feel like also physiologically, like my body and my body posture wants to just get really small, and constrained, with my shoulders like down, and like I don't want to look up. I'm in this like almost, it's like I'm noticing that my body almost wants to get into this fetal position. So anyways, it's just interesting to just like see and witness and sense what the body is doing and get into that instead of getting in your head and actually believing the thoughts that you're experiencing in those moments where you feel, when one, you don't feel emotionally well for whatever reasons, right? uh, Hormonal, life stuff, whatever, whatever it is. I don't know, the full moon, all of the above. And when you're not feeling physically well, that's also another thing, right? Like if you're tired, if you don't, you have not slept well, if you have had multiple nights of not sleeping well, if you are sick, that also will cause more negative thoughts to get sent into your awareness. Your mind will send more negative thoughts, more disempowering thoughts, and that's normal. So one of the reasons I wanted to record this episode is to let you in as to like what are the inner workings of your mind, so you understand that when you are going through these low physical or emotional moments, your mind is going to do that. So expect that that's going to happen, and remind yourself in those moments that your mind is just doing, your mind is your mind, it's just minding. Your brain is just braining. Your mind is just sending all these disempowering negative thoughts because it's trying to explain or match up how you feel emotionally or physically. And it doesn't mean that those thoughts and those looping thoughts are true. Remind yourself that those are recycled thoughts. And the only reason that you may be feeling, when that happens, maybe feeling even lower, right, is because there might be a part of you that is just believing, it's like, oh my God, now I am in this like negative loop, and so annoying. Maybe you are even beating yourself up because, oh my God, I have been working so much on my mindset. I have been working so much on my nervous system regulation and mastering my thoughts and regulating mastering my nervous system, mastering my emotions. Yeah, I cannot talk today, you see. Mastering my emotions, mastering my self-talk and all these different things, and here I am just like going through this, and then on top of what you're already feeling, you add just more. You're just beating yourself up even more, and that's just not helpful. And also just know that, again, mind is just minding. It's just sending those negative disempowering thoughts to match up your emotional or physical state, or both. They are not truth. They're just thoughts. You have between 80 to 90,000 thoughts per day, and most of them are negative. And when you are in these low moments, you're going to be more prone and sensitive to having those thoughts. And I want to invite you to take a backseat and observe, and not judge the thoughts, not think that they're going to linger and like beat yourself down. Just know that this is going to pass. Allow yourself to do some tapping if you want, breath work, or just simply the practice that I was telling you of just closing your eyes, or maybe don't even close your eyes, and just notice what you're sensing in your body. How does this low moment, how is it feeling in your body, in your physiology? What is your body wanting to do? Just like I was like just sharing with you, right? Like my body wants to curl in a ball, wants to like rest, wants to lay down, wants to just rest or whatever, like. And I have like some sensations in the body, maybe like I have like a little emptiness in my stomach, and I'm feeling some pressure in my chest, so you can just start describing how does that feel in your body, and connecting with your body, and just loving your body for being this amazing, miraculous, I don't know, thing, I guess, that allows you to experience life including these low moments that are 100% part of life as well. So anyways, I just wanted to let you in on that. Those are the things that I usually do. A lot of times, if I know, so for example, I know it's like I'm PMSing for sure. I think this would be like, it's just like a compounding of so many different things. So if I feel like tapping, I will. But right now, I'm just allowing myself to just be in this moment, and just be with it. And in terms of work, I'm just doing what I can. I'm just allowing myself to not be as productive. I'm allowing myself to rest if I feel like resting. Today I'm inspired to do some things, so I'm just doing some things. I did reschedule a call because I'm just not feeling 100% physically to like deliver on my best subconscious rewiring and subconscious healing work. So I rescheduled one of my group calls for my program. And if I feel like crying, I'm just gonna cry. And it's fine. Nothing has gone wrong. Life is still good. It's just, a moment. It's just a day. And if I feel like some more times I have felt like, I want to like do some breathing. I want to like hear, maybe I'll just plug in my ears a hypnosis or something that is relaxing to my body. If I were to feel, I'm pretty sure what I'm feeling physically is just the yellow fever, like after like vaccine aftermath, because it doesn't feel like a full cold. It just feels like weird, So if I had a full cold, or like I would obviously I'd just allow myself to rest, and do nothing and just reschedule things and whatever, So like you can 100% do that and just allow yourself to just be in that moment. Give yourself a break, rest, chill out, give yourself some grace. And know that this is a passing moment, and most importantly, just know that your mind is going to be minding, so do not go into the spiral of thoughts. Oh yeah, and also I wanted to let you into like what are the type of thoughts that come up for me in when I'm feeling low like this, because I feel like when I have like sessions with my clients, when they have these type of low moments, or when they're like in a funk or whatever, for like a few hours or whatever it is, like they have all these thoughts, especially when PMSing or like whatever, right? Like new, like full moons, whatever. And I literally, like all the things that have crossed my mind. It's like, my business is never gonna work out. Like, this is a crazy dream. What the fuck am I doing? Like, this is never gonna happen. I'm literally laughing because I'm a little like at this point I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I'm definitely not feeling well because I truly don't believe this. Like I can just hear all that stuff and just laugh a little because I'm like, come on. I mean, and there's a lot of that. It's like I don't think this is gonna work out, and I'm gonna have to, I don't know, just stop doing what I'm doing. And get a job, but I love what I do, and whatever, like, I'm just like literally doom and gloom. And they are just recycle thoughts. And then also I have had like thoughts like, oh, like from here's everything's going downhill, because my mind is just like, like thinking about how I am at an age where the older people in my life are going to start dying, more often. Like my parents are getting older. I only have one grandparent, like my grandmother, and it's that age, where like you just know that at some point they're going to need care and whatever it is. So like all of these thoughts that obviously are valid as well. It's like, yes, of course, like at some point they're going to need care. At some point, like my sister and I are going to have to figure things out, or whatever it is, right? Even if we're away from Peru, we're going to have to figure things out. But literally my mind will go into like doom and gloom. It's like, oh, it's like there's like I'm not gonna be able to enjoy life from here on. It's all like adulting, all responsibilities, life is gonna suck. Like, I mean, literally is this the craziest thing. And I want to let you into those thoughts, so that when you're having your mind is just minding with super negative and disempowering thoughts, you can just laugh a little, observe them like a third party, and realize they're not true, that this is just, again, your mind minding, and that they're gonna pass. Now, if after having this moment, this day or whatever it is, you feel like some of the emotions that you're feeling continue to linger for days on days on days, then I would say, okay, 100% you want to dive deeper into that, do your brain dump, your thought download, or like a brain download, like put it all on paper or in a Google Doc and understand what's in there, what's worrying you, what's like, what are the concerns, if there's any beliefs or emotions, like beliefs that you need to rewire, emotions that you need to heal and regulate that are picking up on like things from the past, 100%. But you can actually sense and start noticing the patterns. Like, I just know that usually when I'm PMSing, I'm just more sensible. Like, it's more sensitive, right? So knowing what part of the month it is, knowing that there's a full moon, that it's just a conjunction of so many things happening right now. So I 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, know that this is just for a little moment and it will pass. So I'm just not gonna do more than what I was telling you, and if I need to go and rewire things, clear stuff, whatever it is, 100% I can do that. But sometimes I just need to just allow myself to be human. And then if things linger, obviously 100% support yourself. But I'm not nearly in that phase at all. So anyways, that's it. I hope this was helpful. I want to really normalize having bad days, physically or emotionally or both. I want to normalize feeling your emotions and being present to the whole range of experiences in life, not just the good days, right? And the awesome times, just everything. I think that's important. And then that's it. I hope this was helpful. And until next time. Hello. Okay, this is the day after I recorded that podcast episode, and I was not gonna add any more audio to what I already shared with you and how I navigated yesterday, and exactly how I mentioned, I just knew it was one of those days where the next day I'm totally fine, where it was like a mix of hormones, PMSing, full moon, being under the weather, because I'm pretty sure it was the effects, 100% sure that it was the effects of the yellow fever vaccine, because now I'm totally fine. And it was just never was like a full cold. So anyways, and then today, totally 100% fine. So I was like, okay, yeah, that was it. And I just wanted to report back so you know what actually happened, and that you can have those off days where you're not feeling 100% fine and there's no absolute reason for it. And sometimes there is some reason for it. I feel like there was also like a mix of things in my life, where my uncle passing or things happening, right? But some more times, some more months, I have had these exact same days where it says PMS, full moon, whatever it is, and there's no real reason in my life to just feel low and whatever it is and like go in negative spirals. And I just know it's like just one of those days, and then the next day I'm gonna be totally fine. So I want to invite you to spot those like patterns as well, so that you don't feel like every single time you don't spiral out every single time you have an off day, when you feel like you have been working so much on your mindset and your nervous system regulation and whatever it is. And also just here to remind you that even if you work on your nervous system regulation and on your limiting beliefs and you are rewiring your brain and all the stuff, you still are human and you will still have emotions and you will still have low days, that doesn't disappear. The only thing that changes is that you can navigate those in a much more resourceful way. And also my hope is that you also allow yourself to feel however you're meant to feel, and have compassion towards yourself, give yourself grace, and not get into beating yourself up or just feeling bad or like frustrated with yourself for feeling this way, because you're just human. And this is totally natural. It happens to everyone. And this is coming from someone that literally has all the freaking tools for subconscious rewiring and visualization and hypnosis and tapping and all these different things. It's like I have also breathwork stuff, like recordings that I have from other people, and I know how to navigate these things, and I still will have days that are off, that are low. Sometimes multiple days if there's something bigger happening in my life, as I was saying, right? So anyways, that's it. That's my update, and that's it. Thank you again so much for your ears. I don't take this for granted. You guys are amazing, and just send me a DM. Tell me, I don't know, what do you do in your low days? How do you handle those things in your life? And how do you handle those days in your life? I would love to know. And that's it. If you find that this was helpful, if you think that this can help a friend or someone, please share the podcast with friends, with a loved one, with their business bestie. Maybe they may be going through a hard time and they need to hear this right now. And maybe this will help you in your next low day. Just share it with whoever you can. And again, if you can leave a review on the podcast app or a rating in Spotify, that helps so much. This podcast just get to our people and be found. And that's it. Thank you so much. Have an awesome rest of your day.